Nah, that's not right.
It's Sunday, it's the 11th episode of Roster Review. We've got some cracking teams, as well as a live stream to follow this up, which will be, well, more meme than anything else, but it'll be a lot of fun, whatever we end up doing. For those of you who don't know, who are new to the series or coming back from the early episodes, every time we do a roster review, we now do a post-show live stream where we talk over the squads we had, we go over some of the squads we weren't able to get to, and of course we have a lot of fun playing chess and finding out how gay I am. If you want to see your squads in next week's episode, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to as many as possible. This show comes out every Sunday. The first squad comes from Lev Buchel. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. This team is called Excuse to Add My Country's Best Players. Now I assume we're adding to a pretty good squad. And when you look at the squad he's made, it is. It's Flamesy, Spinks, Carrigan, Rops and Simple. Clearly we've got another Israeli man here. So Flamesy and Spinks. So both of them have made decent debuts at the highest level recently, especially Spinks in my opinion. He was very impressive for Ents. The team as a whole has a ridiculous amount of firepower. I mean, not only do you have the young aimers, you also have Rops and Simple to add onto that mix, which is absurd. Whilst Flamesy and Spinks aren't the most experienced players, it shouldn't be that big a deal. They're not expected to be hard carries in this team, they just have to be decent and do what Carrigan tells them. Barring any massive communication breakdowns, this team should be incredibly successful. Rank Elite Contenders. Up next, Philip Tamberg suggests Team FPL. Nafani, Yekindar, Brokey, Rops and Frozen. So it's a team of incredibly young, incredibly high-skilled players who all made a decent amount of impact in the FPL. The combination of Nafani and Yekindar should be something to bear witness to, as they're both renowned for their willingness to take early fights and have really big impact, but also a ridiculous amount of deaths, especially Nafani. He dies a lot. The team does lack a proven veteran clutch player who can play supportive roles and also just make the right play when it's required. But still, the team is clearly star-studded and has the firepower to contend amongst anyone right now. The biggest issue is Nafani as a caller. Him by himself with no Hobbit to assist him with mid-round calls and to be a sort of enforcing presence to keep everyone in line, because that's kind of what Hobbit does in Gambit right now. Lacking this player might be an issue, and it does hold the team back a little bit, but it won't limit a team this skilled too much, so the rank is solid top 10. Brand account name wants to put the best player from every continent into a team, so the continents he's chosen are South America, North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. The players: Cold, Elige, Simple, Hobbit, and Sonic. This team is kind of wild, honestly. I mean, if we had a member from, that other continent, Australasia, where we've had some solid IGLs, we wouldn't have Sonic, according to brand account name, playing this role. I'd much rather have Azza than Sonic right now. Also, I'm not sure Cold would be, on current form, the best Brazilian player. But if you look at the way the team is and the balance we need between current stars and guys who can take a step back, I think Cold fits it in that sense. The amount of star power on this team does kind of make up for the fact that Sonic is calling. He's not exactly been a superstar in the last year or two, and he's not an experienced IGL, so having the skill of Elige, Simple and Hobbit should make up for that a decent amount. And Cole is no dud. I did say he's maybe not the best South American player, but he's not a bad player, clearly. Overall, if we ignore the slight language issue, this team would be pretty damn good. Rank Elite Contenders. Mirzach has come back with a criminally underrated team of Ethan, Valde, Hampus, Flusher and Elian. It is another team that's referred to as underrated. I'm not entirely sure why. Elian is plenty hyped. There just aren't any openings on higher ranked teams right now. Ethan is fucked off to Valorant, so he can't really be overrated. And Valde, everyone loves Valde. Who thinks Valde's a bad player? I don't know them, and it certainly isn't me. But hey, we're not here to critique Mirzach's naming style. We're here to critique the team. What's weird is Flusher wants to be IGL. Like, he's made that clear. It's part of the reason why he's left Fnatic. And here he's moving back into that supportive rifle role, because Hampus is a current IGL and I'm pretty sure he's going to be leading this team. So it'd be a bit weird to see him, having to basically go back to his Fnatic role where he wasn't really thriving. The other problems in this team is the young superstar who's supposed to carry you has never been on a team in the top 20. Ethan literally doesn't want to play the game, and Valor's great, but he's no hyper carry. So I think overall, it's one of those teams that makes really a lot of sense when you look at the roles and all that. But Counter-Strike is a strategic game, but it's also a game of put the crosshair on their head and click. And this team doesn't do it as well as maybe some of the others out there. So I'm going to rank this team as meh. The final squad comes from me. It's Fixed Fnatic. So the team is Hampus, Jacquinho, Brolan, Crims and Rez. So the problems in Fnatic are clear right now. JW still plays like it's 2015 and he's still getting worse and worse just in terms of his reactions and his hit rate. Golden has never been the most skilled player and he's clearly not getting the most out of the team right now, so he could do with moving down a peg. I've replaced them with two NIP players, Hampus and Rez. Jacquinho would slide over into the AWP role, which is something that many of us want to be happening already. Rez would fill in as a less starring rifler. He's already shown he's more versatile now than he was when he first joined NIP way back in 2016. I think Rez thrives when he's asked to just be a consistent player and do what his IGL tells him. In this scenario, he would be filling in more of a role player type position. Hopefully this new combo would allow Jacquinho, Crims and Brolan to go back to carrying this team and bringing them to their former glory. My rank for this team is solid top 10. Okay, that's all the squads for this episode. Be sure to tune into the live stream that starts right after the video goes live. We'll be talking about the squads I just broke down, as well as bringing up some squads that have formed recently in real life, like that new Mad Lions lineup. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment telling me your squads for next week, sub if you want to see more, and that's all for this one. Goodbye.